Share a lesson learned by a leader named Charles Plumb. He was a U.S. Navy jet pilot in Vietnam. And after 75 combat missions, his plane was destroyed by a surface-to-air missile. And Plumb ejected and parachuted into enemy hands. He was captured and he spent 6 years in a communist training camp. One day after he returned home, Plumb and his wife were sitting in a restaurant, and a man from another table came up and he said, "You're Plumb. You flew jet fighters in Vietnam from the aircraft carrier Kitty Hawk. You were shot down. How in the world did you know?" Plumb asked. "I packed your parachute." The man said. Plumb gasped in surprise and gratitude, got up, shook the man's hand, gave him a hug. He says, "I guess it worked." He says, "It sure did," Plumb assured him. "If your chute hadn't worked, I wouldn't be here today." That night, Plumb couldn't sleep. He was up all night. He kept thinking about that parachute rigger. Plumb said, "I kept wondering what he might have looked like in a Navy uniform. A white bib, bell-bottom trousers. I wonder how many times I might have seen him and not even said good morning. Sailor. You see, I was a fighter pilot, and he was just a sailor." Plumb thought of the many hours that the sailor had spent working over a long wooden table in the bows of the ship, carefully weaving the shrouds and folding the silks of each chute, holding in his hands the fate of someone he didn't even know. Now, Plumb, who's become a successful and a much sought-after platform speaker, asks his audiences, who's packing your parachute? See, everybody has someone who provides what they need to make it through the day. Plumb also points out that he needed many kinds of parachutes when his plane was shot down. He needed his physical parachute, his mental, his emotional, and his spiritual parachute. He called on all of these supports before reaching safety. So sometimes in the daily challenges life gives us, we miss what is really important. We fail to say hello or please or thank you, or we fail to congratulate somebody on something wonderful that has happened. Recognize the people who packed your parachute. You see, the best things in life are not things, but they're memories of great experiences.